Yeah, so this is a new area in the environment. You can see you have a new analytics tab on the left-hand side where the report is available to us. This resource and utilization report is not an editable report. It's a static report defined by Microsoft, and this is actually Power BI. So the nice thing about this is not an additional Power BI spend on your part. That's partly why it's not editable, but it gives you some good information with some filters based on a range of months, resource types, resources, or booking statuses. You can change those filters, and that will edit the data appropriately. You can see here in this report, you could look at average work time per day in hours, average travel time per day in hours, total miles traveled by your resources, average miles traveled per day, and then look into utilization rates, late arrival rates, and booking cancellation rates. This gives you great insights into what your customers are doing in terms of interacting with your technicians. So if you see that business is down and you have a low utilization rate, you may want to look at how you can better manage those resources, get additional business to staff those technicians on jobs more appropriately. Late arrival rate, you clearly want to stop that whenever possible. So being able to see and identify that on the earliest convenience is always a benefit to your business. And booking cancellation rate. Looking at this gives you proactive measures on why these things are happening. Why are bookings getting canceled? Is it a factor of the late arrivals? Is it a factor of that the service is no longer needed, or it's an issue with the customer? It's always good to look into that and see those insights. Lastly, you can see the resource utilization breakdown by date, and that's a stacked chart there. It gives you a lot more detail, and that's a blown up version.
It's
Popped
very
up so bit.
it's a very
Yeah,
blown up version,
yeah,
but and we can do it as a little spotlight here as well.
yeah. That's a nice feature there. And then with the duration breakdown in the next panel, you could also see that by date as well, and that breaks it down into work duration, travel duration, break duration, and idle duration. So you can see on our chart, we have folks that are idle a lot. So we need to
Yeah.
maybe take a look at that and see what's what.
Well, and what I really enjoy about this is I can kind of start slicing and dicing, right? Just what is exactly going on within my organization, within my resources. Granted, again, this is a net new environment with some of the sample data, but if I wanted to look at just maybe a handful of my resources to see what's going on, I could go ahead and do that. I could start looking at individuals over time and see maybe they're complaining that they're on the road too much. They're
Hmm.
traveling all over the place. Maybe that's a great segue into, should we purchase RSO?
Hmm.
All right, so that
Exactly.
we're not traveling as much. And there are RSO. There's similar to here. There's an RSO analytics board as well. Unfortunately, I don't have RSO, so but it'll show what exactly RSO has done, how many times it may have failed. So maybe you didn't set up something correctly. So it'll have that very similar sort of report from an admin perspective and an optimization summary perspective.
So let's scroll down a little bit. We have a couple more panels to take a look at in this report.
Yep. So let's go ahead and scroll down here.
So you can see we could look at analysis based on the territory as well as our resources. Not again, this is a sample environment, so not a lot of data in here, but you could see how these could be lit up with some really great data. In the resource metrics, you can see here we have Bernadette Foley. She has you could look at her year over year. You could look at her overall bookings, utilization percentage, etc. A lot of great data. So the key to this is, while it is a static report, it's a great start from Microsoft to give us these kind of metrics within field service, and they're going to be looking for your feedback. So definitely, as you begin to use this report for resource utilization, let them know what metrics, what KPIs, what indicators are really important for your business and for your customers. And that'll help groom this report as well as improve the options and benefits going forward for those data analytics reports.
Yep. And the nice thing is here too, I can share this report. So I can go ahead and share this out with different folks within the team. So I have that kind of capability to say, hey, take a look at this chart here. Let me know. Maybe they don't have access to it by default, so I can go ahead and give them that access, so maybe they can see some of that data for their folks. So I do have that capability, which is also nice.
Absolutely. So again, it's a great start to getting some really solid Power BI reporting within field service proper, and we look forward to hearing how you're using it in your business and what ideas you are sharing with Microsoft to make this report and future reports even better. Thanks again for watching the video.